Hi, this is Brad with Copper Creek Cuts, a lawn care company in Northeast Florida, and today you're getting a treat. Well, I don't know if it's a treat, but we're going to do voice over top of me working. This is a hedge trimming job. It's point of view, so time lapse doesn't really work. So I thought it might make it more accessible to sit down and watch 10 minutes of shrub trimming if there was some voice over top of it. So what I'm using is the Echo 58 volt cordless system, the PAS Pro attachment system. I've got the 4 amp hour battery on there and the mid-reach hedge trimming attachment. If you've seen some of my older videos, you'll have seen me use the articulating hedge trimmer attachment. It's a very handy tool, but it is incredibly heavy. So it's, you know, if you could only pick one, it's great because it does everything you need, but there's a lot of drawbacks to it. Well, I wouldn't say a lot. It's extremely heavy and it's pretty cumbersome. This hedge is Jasmine, which produces some wonderful smelling flowers. And they're beautiful as well, but this is such a pain to cut. I do a close-up here. You can see, if you look close, all this white sap. Every time you cut a piece of jasmine, it weeps this white sticky sap and it completely coats the blades to the point where a couple of times the hedge trimmer won't turn on because the blades are stuck together, and I've kind of got to coerce it. I think we might be coming up in one soon, but it does cut very easily. It's not difficult to cut. Yeah, here you go. See, it's not turning on. Stuck. So there we go. Finally it breaks through. So that sap is no joke. That's another good thing about using this stick trimmer, is that it does keep you a little bit away from the sap. You don't have to reach over quite as much as if you're using a handheld hedge trimmer. Now I say it keeps you away, I still managed to get sap all over the tool and all over my boots too, because I was, trudging through the clippings, which isn't ideal, but not much way around it if you're trimming jasmine. You just have to be mindful of it and try and eliminate or minimize the amount of sap that you end up getting in contact with. But you can see this bright green new growth. It trims very easily. And the shrub already has a good shape, so it's not too difficult to figure out how I'm supposed to cut it. I'm trying to keep my back to the sun, so I'm getting in some awkward positions here because the simplest thing to do would just be to turn around, but I can't because the sun's right there. So if it looks like I'm a bit fiddly with this, that's because I am. Probably one of the biggest advantages of this mid-reach hedge trimmer attachment is just how light it is. I think it's only 3 or 4 pounds. No, there's a shot of my shoes. You can see the sap all over them. But anyways, it's very light, and I felt like it cuts a lot better. I think we might be jammed up again. Yep, there we go. Got it working. I don't know if the abuse on the machine was necessary, but it worked, right? So where was I? Oh, talking about the short reach hedge trimmer. I might be wrong, but I feel like it cuts better than the articulating hedge trimmer too. And I'm not sure if that's because it's just a much shorter shaft and a simpler gear case, and it doesn't have to waste as much energy transferring the motion of the drive shaft into the motion of the trimmer blades. I'm not sure. But it does feel like it cuts a lot better. That might be a placebo effect, and it may just cut as well. I'm not sure. Here again, you can see some awkward handling because I can't turn into the sun. This was a pretty satisfying shrub for me to clean up, just because, as I mentioned, it cut very easy, and even though it's a complete sticky mess, there's something about trimming jasmine that I do like. If you can see, if you look closely in my shadow, you'll see a lot of white dots everywhere from the sap. I don't know if you can see that or not. It almost looks like constellations on a night sky. That's funny. I've had people continually ask me about the Echo 58 volt PAS system, the power base that I'm using, and if I recommend it. I've done a review on it, and I think that the times that I've used it for string trimming and edging, there's been some ergonomic issues. You know, over 30 or 40 minutes, it sends a lot of vibrations into your hand that it shouldn't. And I don't know if that's a build quality issue or what. So that's not ideal. And then I did have some issues with one or two of the power heads. I think because of some stuff that I was doing to them, that certain edging on properties, that it just couldn't handle it. So I don't use it too much for that, but what I do use it for occasionally is hedge trimming. And just because it's nice to not have to worry about ear protection. And at least on this job with the mid-reach attachment, it's a lot easier to handle. So even though it's a little bit subpar in those categories, I have to say I really do like using the cordless PAS system with this hedge trimmer attachment. It seems to have more than enough power to cut through whatever I need to. The power head is on the fast setting. And like I said, I don't know if it's because it's shorter, it's a less energy to transfer, but it just works really well. I'm quite happy with it. That's just an initial impression because it is so new, so we'll see if it stays that way. As we go back over it, I'll see a couple of spots that just don't look quite right, and it's mainly because of that, where that curve of the shrub is. I haven't done things right. You can see it's mainly just cleaning up that corner where I went around it. There is a fence under here. Can't really see it now. In the wintertime, you can see a little bit of it when everything kind of goes a little bit more bare and isn't growing as much, but over the years, it's kind of formed up around it. So taking a step back to admire the work, it looks pretty good if I do say so myself. I'd probably give myself a 6 or a 7 out of 10. I think with some more experience on this attachment and trimmer head, I can do better the next time that I visit this property and trim the hedges. I'll know the movements a little bit better and how to hold the machine to get certain cuts and angles a little bit more. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to see some more videos, there'll be some on the screen that YouTube thinks you might like. Please consider subscribing and making sure to click the notification bell so that you know when I upload new videos. Otherwise, YouTube doesn't let you know. And if you've got any questions, as always, leave them down in the comments and I'll respond as quickly as possible. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it.